What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jalen Wilson. Uh, Back with another episode of Illini Fan Rant. Hope y'all doing good today. Before I start the video, I want to say like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications buttons so you don't miss another episode of whatever content we posting on this channel. So today, I came to talk to y'all about the Illinois football spring game. Now, the spring game is happening tonight at I believe it's 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. East, and that would be 5 p.m. Pacific time. So, spring game is important. It's nice to see, new coaching staff, how players play under new coaching staff, under a new scheme, new fit. I'm very excited for that. Whew. It's a very exciting day for Illinois fans. Football been on a tear really with these commitments. I believe outside of today, Sunday, Saturday, and Friday, we got 3 commits in those 3 days. So, so it's been really good for Illinois fans. The spring game is exciting. Brett Bielema, new coach, Tony Peterson, a new offensive coordinator, Ryan Walters, new defensive coordinator. It's going to be fun to see what type of schemes and how the offense and defense look compared to last year and a couple years before, because y'all knew Lovie Smith ran cover two, base cover two. But that didn't work. So, it's interesting to see how these players fit into Ryan Walters' defensive scheme and how these players fit into Tony Peterson's offensive scheme. But right now, I'm gonna get to what I'm expecting to see from the game. But before that, I'm gonna get into some things about the game. Now, orange jerseys are going to be the starters, potential starters for the upcoming season. I've heard they will switch out quarterbacks. I heard some players like Jake Hansen, Roderick Perry, Mike Epstein aren't playing due to injuries. And Mike Epstein, he's home in Florida right now. I believe they say he's working. But yeah, Jake Hansen is out recovering from an injury. I don't know about Shaman Cooper. I remember he got injured against Penn State. I don't know if he's playing. It hasn't been reported yet. It should be reported probably about an hour before the game starts. Roderick Perry, our best defensive tackle last year, he isn't going to be playing in this game. Not mad at him because, I'm not mad, but because you basically know what you expected from Roderick Perry. He was a disruptor last year for teams. So I'm not mad that he's missing this game. Jake Hansen, we know what he is going to bring to the table, so not mad for him missing this game. Mike Epstein, we know what he's going to bring to the table. Not mad for him missing this game. But yeah, orange jerseys are going to be starters. Now the points, the starters will get, if they score a touchdown, it will be 7 points. But if the second string score a touchdown, it will be 14 points. They'll double it. If the second string scores a touchdown, they will double it. I also heard that it will be like that no kickoffs will be live, so no punt returns and no kickoffs will be live, which is I wish they were, because our punt return wasn't, the best last year, but it is what it is. And plus, we got one of the best punters in the nation, Blake Hayes. I would love to see Blake Hayes punt again. But I did hear that, I believe the last 2 minutes to the last minute of each maybe quarter was a half, that it's going to be a kickoff competition, which isn't bad because James McCoy is our kicker, but he missed some things last year, and it was maybe we should toss in Caleb Griffin. So that's very important to see, because you want to see how good your kicker is, because kickers are important in college football. You see a lot of kickers miss that game in the field goal in college football, whether it's wide left, wide right, or it's blocked. You just see a lot of kickers miss that kick. So that's something to look at. I don't really know all the full details, but those are some details that were exposed earlier to the national media. Now I'm gonna get to some players that to look at. Now, at quarterback, you got Brandon Peters, Isaiah Williams, Corin Taylor, Matt Robinson, Deuce Spann. I believe that's all. That's it for the quarterbacks. I don't think our Yes, Mark Collar, he didn't enroll this semester, so he's not going to be playing, and he's not in, at Illinois right now. So thing to look at for there is, well, the quarterback competition is it's hot right now because new coaching staff, and they don't, it isn't like a bias towards Brandon Peters right now, like a full on bias toward Brandon Peters. Like I feel like with Lovey, it was just like, oh, like we got Isaiah Williams, but we don't trust him enough to be the incoming starter as a freshman. We're gonna go with this transfer from Michigan and Brandon Peters, like the safe pick. I feel like Brett Bielema and Tony Peterson might do that also. But yeah, that's the thing to look at the quarterback battle with Isaiah Williams and Brandon Peters. Brandon Peters did not play well really at all last year. I believe he played he played a good first half against, or maybe it was just the first quarter against, was it Iowa where Illinois went up like 14-0? It was looking good. And then Iowa dropped like 34 unanswered. Against Northwestern, Brandon Peters didn't look good. In Nebraska, he looked okay. But like last year, Isaiah, the troops, the troops as in the players, they rallied around him. It was just like a fun, enjoying moment. Like you could see against Penn State, even though we got our butts whooped against Penn State, you could see like the player kind of just enjoyed when Isaiah was out there against Rutgers. The player kind of enjoyed Isaiah was out there. It was like a new burst of energy. But yeah, that's something to watch because I really want Isaiah Williams to start. But I honestly think Brandon Peters will get the start at the beginning of the season. Now, the spring game, after the spring game done, it's not all set in stone of who's going to start or not, but it gives you a good prediction of who's going to start or not. Running back position, Chase Brown, Mike Epstein isn't playing this game. He might be playing this season. There's no clear indication that he's actually coming back to Illinois. Reggie Love, Chase Brown, Reggie Love, and the Eastern Carolina transfer Hayden are running back too. Like our running back core is not that bad. I like Reggie Love. I like Chase Brown. I'm forgetting one more player at running back. I know Kyron Cumbie, he switched to running back. I'm forgetting one more player at running back. I'm looking at my phone real quick. But I remember we had a player at running back. It might just have been Hayden. It might have been Chase Hayden. Yeah, it was him. Okay. So running back position, I'm not too worried about. Our running back is going to be pretty fine this year. Chase Brown was looking good last year. I believe he ran for 595 yards. So, he was looking good last year. I trust him. I believe they say he added on 15 pounds of muscle. So I believe he's at 215 right now, if I'm not mistaken, from what he said. Reggie Love, I believe he added on some pounds of muscle, and from some clips I saw from the training camp, he was looking real quick on his feet. I like that. He's catching the ball at the backfield a little bit too. Hayden, Chase Hayden is going to bring physicality. He's just a big running back. He actually played for Brett Bielema back when Brett Bielema was at Arkansas. I believe he only played for him for a year, maybe two. But running back position, I'm not too worried about. I think, all three of those running backs are going to get touches. Kyron Cumbie isn't really going to get touches. He moved from wide receiver to running back this year. Jakari Norwood. Jakari Norwood is a weird running back. Like, in practice, like, that's all you hear about is his bursting speed, and he get burst through the defense. And then the game, it's just like, it's just not there. He just gets tackled. He gets like a 1 yard gain, 2 yard gain, or a loss. Like, it's just not there. Jakari Norwood, I don't got much hope on him, but it is what it is. Wide receiver now. Wide receiver is a weird position for Illinois. You got Donnie Navarro, Desmond Dane, Brian Hightower, Kamari Thompson, James Frenchie, Delavon Campbell. Now, all those players I just named are, might be good receivers, might be contributing receivers. Also, you got Caleb Griffin, who is our punter, or he's our kicker, who's playing wide receiver. Also, they, because I hear that some of the old players say he got the best hands on the team. Might be true. But yeah, all those wide receivers I named, only like 3 of them I really trust. Like, I trust Donnie Navarro. He's a really good receiver. I've heard that they're playing him on the outside this year, maybe. Usually he's a slot receiver, but they might play him on the outside. Kamari Thompson, transfer from Mizzou. he had some decent plays last year. Don't get me wrong, he had some decent plays last year. It's some hope in there. Brian Hightower transferred from Michigan, Miami. He didn't really make too much noise last year, but at the same time, our quarterback position was looking bad last year. So you can't really blame him. Uh, we still got yet to see what he can do with an actual quarterback that's healthy and not a third string quarterback like Warren Taylor, who's okay, but not the best quarterbacks. Desmond Dan didn't really get much playing time last year. Didn't really do much. Devon Campbell, big body. I believe he's 6'4", 205 or 225 or somewhere around there. Somewhere in that range. He's a big body wide receiver. You can't teach 6'4". So, I'm interested to see how he is because, he can be a big target, throw it up, let him go and get it type target. We haven't really got to see much of him. James French, he played with Isaiah Williams at Trinity Catholic in high school. 3-star coming out of high school last year. Last season, he didn't really play much for Illinois. I really thought when he came in that they were going to use him a little bit differently, but they really didn't. They really barely played him. I hope to see him get some more touches because I know he got blazing speed. But yeah, I'm not really too impressed with this wide receiving core. It's not like the best in the country. It's not the worst in the country. It definitely could be better. Hopefully, it gets better in the coming years. But the wide receiving core is probably like the fourth most position to watch in this game if you're an Illinois fan. Of course, the first being quarterbacks. Offensive line, Vidarian Lowe, Alex Pacheski, who's not playing this game because he tore his ACL in the season. So, trying to rest up, get 100% healthy. Julian Slaughter, who might be starting at guard or tackle. I've been hearing offensive line coaches impressed with him. That's good to hear. Verdes Brown, who could be our starting guard, but nobody really knows right now. Like Blake Giuseppe, Verdes Brown are in a guard battle right now because the offensive line coach ain't impressed by Verdes Brown because he said he wanted to be more physical. Now, I don't know who's going to start at guard. I think Verdes is going to start because I think Verdes just has the better potential and better. He's just a better player. He started last year. He didn't do bad last year. Well, he didn't start too much last year, but the games he did start, he played good. So offensive line is something to look at just because, it's going to be like a couple position battles and to see some of the younger guys get minutes because this offensive line is basically all going to be gone. Doug Kramer gone, Vidarian Lowe gone, Alex Pacheski's gone. That's three of the offensive linemen that's been starting for Illinois for the past, going on 5 years now because they all started when they were freshmen. Oh, Kendrick Green left too. He probably gonna get drafted. So yeah, so this offensive line is something to watch too. Tight ends, you got Daniel Barker and Luke Ford as our main tight ends. You got Griffin Moore as an okay tight end. He's not gonna get much playing time with Daniel Barker, Luke Ford. I believe they will be utilized a lot in their passing game and run game. I really hope Luke Ford gets a lot of touches in the passing game because last year it was like Brandon Peters had him open at times last year, but it was like he just didn't see him. He had him open sometimes. Like Daniel Barker, same way. He had Daniel Barker open sometimes. It's just like he didn't see him. Like, it's hard to explain, but they have some problems in the passing game, run blocking. I think that still needs a little bit of improvement, but it is what it is. Luke Ford, the better run blocker. Daniel Barker, the better pass catcher, if you ask me. But yeah, I believe this tight end position is probably one of our, if you ask me, it should be one of our most trusted positions right now because Daniel Barker and Luke Ford are some studs at tight end. Now we're going to move on to defense. Of course, you got defensive line. You got Jamal Woods, who is also going to be out this game. I forgot because he's always battled through injuries at Illinois. Roger Perry out this game. The offensive line, the offensive line is okay. I mean, I'm saying offensive line, defensive line. I'm sorry, y'all. The defensive line is okay. It's not like too, oh my gosh. You got some defensive ends that played defensive end last year that's moved to outside linebacker this year, like Seth Coleman, Owen Carney, Isaiah Gay. They all moved offensive linebacker. That makes no sense. I'm sorry, y'all. Um, Outside linebacker. But at the defensive tackle position, you're gonna have Jamal Woods, who is very good when healthy. Roger Perry, they're both not playing this game, but you got Anthony Shipton, who didn't really get much playing time last year, but when he did, like he had some type of moments, but it wasn't like anything too special from a JUCO product. Like this defensive line isn't the best. You also have Johnny Newton, who, if you ask me, might have some of the best potential on this team to be a good player. He had some decent plays last year. Don't get me wrong. He was a freshman, so it was like, a freshman gonna get some Big Ten offensive lineman. Sometimes that's just not a good recipe. But last year, he had some plays. He had some plays. You got Trayvon Wiggins, who played with him in high school. He made some plays last year. I expect some big things from them, being sophomores, being experienced in Big Ten play now, getting playing time, adding on some muscle. They aren't small guys. I believe they're both above 280, if I'm not mistaken. They both fast. They both are good at doing swim moves and other moves. It's not too promising at defensive tackle, but I'm not mad at our defensive line. So it kind of is what it is. Defensive line now. Move the linebacker. You got outside linebacker. You got Owen Carney, Isaiah Gay, Seth Coleman. I don't know what Keith Randolph is playing. Keith Randolph might be playing on the defensive line, but he also might be playing outside linebacker. He's playing one to two. There's like no clear indication to what he's doing, but I think he probably should be playing defensive tackle if you ask me. But Keith Randolph is a stud. I forgot all about him. He seemed to be impressed. He hasn't been playing football for that long, but for somebody that's been playing football for like 6 years, he seemed to impress people. But outside linebacker, Owen Carney, Isaiah Gay, and Seth Coleman are going to be the main outside linebacker. But Ezekiel Holmes, who's been a bust for Illinois, he's just not that good. But Isaiah Gay made some spurts last year. Owen Carney made some spurts last year. Seth Coleman didn't get to see much of him, but Seth Coleman is fast, so I expect him to get off the edge a lot. I don't see them going to the pass coverage too much because it's pass coverage. It's just like like last year. Pass coverage wasn't that bad, but I ain't gonna say it wasn't that bad, but it also wasn't that good. But it's like maybe they drop down. Maybe they drop back in coverage. I don't see that really happening. They might drop back in coverage this season, probably like 10% of the time, 10% of the season, 5% of the season. Most of the time, they're gonna be rushing off the edge. So yeah, that's something to look at because we haven't had an outside linebacker. I feel like in like 5-6 years, or maybe it just feel like that, but. We kind of moved away from the outside linebacker after the Hardy Nickerson defense coordinator days, and Lovie Smith took over to cover two. We just moved away from the outside linebacker. I'm interested to see how them guys play outside linebacker again. You got Jake Hansen, who's not playing this game, so it doesn't really matter. We know what he brings to the table. Tariq Barnes, who got injured last year, but I don't think he's playing this game. There's been like no ruling. I haven't really heard the coaches talk about him. So, it's like Tariq Barnes he was a good player last year. If you ask us, he might have been our best linebacker last year when it came to run stopping and pass coverage. Shamon Cooper, don't know if he's playing. Remember, he got hurt last year too. Kalan Tosin also got hurt last year. Don't know if he's playing. Calvin Hart, transferred from NC State, was, I believe, rated a top 5 linebacker in the ACC by PFF. Shout out to people that love PFF out there. If you know, then that's a good, that's supposed to be a good rating. And he has some D1 experience, ACC experience, so he isn't coming in just being a D3 player that might be good, but you don't know. Like, he's a D1 player that didn't do terrible at NC State. So that's something to look at too. Now, we got to move on to the defensive backs. First, I'm going to start off with corners. The corners on this team, they ain't like the most impressive. Like, Tony Adams is good. Devon Witherspoon is good. He had a kind of a down season last year compared to his freshman year, but I know he added on some weight this year. I remember when he came to Illinois, that man was like 170 soaking wet. So I believe he's like up to 190 now. So yeah, I'm like the defensive back, like cornerbacks, is they ain't like the most impressive group. You got Marquez Beeson, who might be playing corner, might be playing wide receiver. I know he's talked to the coaching staff, or maybe the coaching staff just brought up that he should maybe play wide receiver, and he's been taking reps at both positions, wide receiver and corner. So it's interesting to watch him this game. But like this cornerback ain't like a super deep. Like, you got Telvon Nicholson, who like this just isn't like the best of cornerback groups ever. Kendall Smith, who kind of been like wide receiver / cornerback his whole Illinois career, seems like. But yeah, this cornerback group don't really impress me. It's something to watch this game because we want to see how good these cornerbacks is. We also want to see how good these wide receivers is. Safety, Sidney Brown, Eddie Smith, who, fun fact, is Devontae Smith's cousin, transferred from Alabama. Devontae Smith, I know he got one more year left. You want to, back out that draft and come to Illinois. We'll be lucky to have you. Eddie Smith, Sidney Brown, Derek Smith, who stunk it up last year. Sidney Brown kind of stunk it up too. I'm not excited about the DBs at all, really. I'm not really excited about the DBs. You got Prather Hudson, transfer from Georgia. I saw him make a play on a video, but it's like, okay, like, that's cool, but how good are you? You played at Georgia, but you're only a walk-on. How good are you? And he was really only a special teams guy. So my question is really, how good is he, and can he be a valuable piece to this defense and not just to the special teams? Don't get me wrong, special teams is important now. But yeah, it's just some interesting things to watch with this DB group. I'm not very excited about the DB group this year. Hopefully, I forgot about Prince Green. Prince Green was playing cornerback. I've been hearing they've been impressed with him, so that's good to hear. He is an early enrollee in Illinois. He's going to be a freshman this upcoming season. I forgot all about him. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, his defensive backcourt ain't something like, oh my gosh, I'm so impressed with. No, it's not. It's not at all. It's just not. It's not. And I think most Illinois fans know that. It's just not that impressive. Like, Quan Martin could be our second or third cornerback. Quan Martin kept getting beat 2 years ago. Now, last year at safety, he made some plays, though. So they might look to move him to safety instead of corner. But yeah, he was a safety freshman year too. But I don't really expect much, excitement from the DB core. It is what it is. So this spring game got me hyped. I'm like, man, like, let's go. Like, we could see the coaching staff, see players, new scheme, new system. I'm just happy about it. Sometimes in the video I didn't seem happy about it, but that's because some positions was kind of underwhelming, but it is what it is. I expect this score to be, since it's gonna be double points for second string and third string and so and so, I expect the score to be somewhere around about 28-35. But yeah, it's me and boy Jalen Wilson. I will be coming at y'all with another Illini Fan episode in probably like another couple of days or so, maybe like next week. Maybe the next episode might be a review of this game, and then I might be talking about the basketball team, because there's some news going on in the basketball team at Trent Frazier. I assume with Kofi Coburn, and some of the recruiting there. So yeah, but I'll catch y'all next time. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.